For the record, I don't normally do deliveries with Nathan. Whoa! That was a huge groundhog. It looked like a beaver. But, so, when you see these videos of me helping Nathan unload, I just want to be very clear that this is not normal. But what?
But much appreciated.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So today is a feed store day. Nathan and I decided to actually do a video about the feed store today. A little bit of backstory of how we got here and a little bit of extra because we just went through some awesomeness here. So we'll talk a little bit about the fire that we had at the beginning of the year. You know, chickens really are the gateway drug to like just about everything, including us buying a feed store. Nathan got me chickens, and this is the local feed store here in our town, and we needed chicken feed. So naturally, Nathan started buying our chick food and our chicken food up here at the feed store. And the former owner, Merle, ended up reaching out to the Wineinger family, let us know that his family really wasn't interested, his kids weren't interested in keeping the store. They had other plans, and he was ready to be done, and he was looking to see if there was another family that'd be willing to buy the store. He knew that it needed a big family. We weren't sure if we were ready to take the commitment, but we sat down and had a family meeting, and long story short, Wineinger and Sons was really busy, but Nathan was really interested in getting into more of the cattle side of things, and so, and I was getting frustrated in my day job, so we decided to go ahead and take the plunge and buy the feed store. So I tagged along with Nathan on deliveries today because I'm going to slightly interview him, but we wanted to explain like what his major roles are in the store and what my major roles are in the store, or what they're supposed to be. Let's just say what they're supposed to be. So what are your major roles at the feed store?
So I do all the deliveries. I go out and do visit people on their farm or at their boarding barn or wherever, and just see what needs we can meet or what we can do better or how we can serve people better by delivering feed to them, because everybody's busy nowadays. So the zoo is a fun one. It's just different. Once a month we go take them a couple tons of feed.
Tess usually goes with you on that one. She likes to go, and sometimes the zookeepers will come and grab her and take her to feed the giraffes or see some of the animals while they're unloading the truck.
I go to all the events and county fairs, stuff like that. So I'm the outside face of the store, and Lindsay's the inside face of the store.
I handle all of the billing, all of the like the accounts payable and accounts receivable, and all of the money stuff, which is slightly terrifying. But then I also try to work closely in all of the marketing. That's my cup of tea. That's what I went to school for, I guess you could say. A story about our feed store cannot be told without its most recent turn of events, which happened in February of this year, February 12th of 2020. We had a fire in the warehouse of our feed store. Our feed store is actually set up in an old car dealership. So the feed store itself is set up in the showroom. Then there's a giant warehouse area in the middle. That included where we stored our box truck, like a back stack of feed, plus all of our pine shavings. And then we sectioned off an area where we had a gentleman running his tire store out of, his tire he replaced tires. And then on the far side, in what used to be the detailing garage, we have a gentleman that rents it to store his construction equipment for his own construction company. So on February 12th, what we just still don't obviously know 100% what happened, but we believe that a light fixture or something sparked a fire right above our pine shavings. And of course, dry pine sparks quickly and burns fast. And at around lunchtime that afternoon, the warehouse caught fire and burned, and we had lots of smoke damage in our building, and then smoke damage. There was some actual fire damage in the tire store, and then in smoke damage in the far garage. But we were down for about 2 weeks, and then we set up 3 shipping containers in a construction trailer across the street, where we then proceeded to run our feed store out of shipping containers with pallet racking until we could, this is gonna fall, be aware, it's okay, you can move, I will catch it, until they, basically we had to throw everything out of our feed store because of the smoke, deep clean, sandblast, repaint. Should I include that? We ended up repainting, putting in a new drop ceiling, all this. The big hiccup to this one was that we were actually pretty dang close to opening up the feed store, aka the restaurant, in our feed store, and so that had to be put on the back burner when we did these repairs. No pun intended. We moved back in the store fully the first week of April, and yeah, now we are finishing the warehouse, and we'll be starting the restaurant again soon. The construction of the restaurant again soon. For the record, I don't normally do deliveries with Nathan. Whoa! That was a huge groundhog. It looked like a beaver. But so when you see these videos of me helping Nathan unload, I just want to be very clear that this is not normal. But what?
But much appreciated.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And done. What's the temperature outside?
104 or something like that.
Pretty sure it's like 83. With a real feel about 137.
That's right. Well, it's got 12,000% humidity. So.
Exactly. The fine summers of central Illinois. So, hello. Good morning. We are headed to the store today. I've got to give you a tour, and then I think we're going to be going out working on more videos for another YouTube video on cutting hay. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Whenever we go to the feed store, all 4 of us, it's slightly a whirlwind, but oftentimes people like to come to the feed store because they see the girls there, and if they see them around town, people call them the feed store girls. in-laws own the entire city block here that used to be the old car dealership. And we are in the showroom turned feed store. Casey's gets way too much of our money, but we're okay with that because we get rewards and get free gas. So here's the store. All right, welcome to Country Feed. Yeah. I will quickly give you a walkthrough of everything, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about the restaurant that we are planning to put in still, and what we have set up for that, and then I'll take you out to the warehouse and show you the rebuild of what they've gotten done so far. It's pretty awesome. Start in the dog and cat food section. We work really hard to help meet all really specific needs of your animals. So if that means that you want to do a grain-free diet for any of your animals, or you know, if you're just looking for, I don't know the right answer or the right words, but we pretty much try to come up with something for every situation, whether that means doing the research to find the answers or whatnot. First style though, we've got cattle all the way from bottle babies up into grower finishers. We've got corn rations, all stocks, hay products. Headed down into the horse side of things, we've got special diets for what you would feed. Like if you're managing a barn all the way up to like a racehorse, we can come up with things like that. All the extra stuff for the horses. Fly control, rodent control. Down the next aisle, we've got horse treats, things like that, buckets, equipment, more of the specialty horse feeds. On this side of things is kind of the funky side. We've got pond maintenance stuff. Lots of people around here have like a neighborhood pond or a family pond or a stocked pond with like bluegill and bass. So we've got the pond equipment you need to keep it nice and clean. And then we have the food for it. So I've got koi food there. We've got catfish. And then the Aquamaxes are for the bluegill and the bass and things like that. Corn, oats, all the regular feed stuff. Back in the back over here, this is our sheep and goat section. Over here, we also have stuff for your pigs. So if you're raising pigs, we've got you covered from piglets on. I'm headed down the poultry section on one side, and on the other side, sorry, I'm trying not to make you sick, the wild bird seed section with suet cakes, hummingbird feeders, Oriole feeders, things like that, sunflower seeds, cobbed corn for squirrels. Then we've got things like meat bird, game bird feed, and then behind me over here is small animals. So we've got rabbits, gerbils, guinea pigs, bedding, potbelly pig feed. We've got mineral for everybody. We've got tubs and protein tubs. We also have like small things like goldfish food and things like that. So we have a little bit of everything to feed every kind of animal, like every kind. So also at the end of last year, the beginning of this year, we were working on putting in the feed store, which is a restaurant feeding humans. And so we started rearranging our store to put in the kitchen and all of the glory that would be a restaurant inside the feed store. So we started clearing out this space right here. I'm standing in front of a window, but all the way back to that back wall there, and that was going to be the dining room. So let me turn it around. So this whole area, see the corrugated metal is going to be a seating area there. This all is going to be a dining room here on this side, and then the feed was going to be on that side of the store. So it's still in the works. It's just this would all be stored in our warehouse, and because our warehouse is not finished, it has to be put over here. Then, as far as the kitchen and things for the restaurant goes, you'd walk back towards this back door. You see there's still fire residue up there. We've got to clean that off. But Nathan's computer desk. His mom's computer desk is, we have it sectioned off. Hers is in the back over there. And then if you come around this way, there's 2 restrooms down this hall. And then this would be like the beverage area. And here is going to be the kitchen. So we started building that up. That vent hood above the stove area got put up just a few days prior to the fire. But the restaurant is still in the works. Everything is still planning on happening. It's just got to be pushed back as we get the renovations done everywhere else. Now, onto the warehouse. Here we go. Oh, shoot. It's dark. Let me go get a light on. Hold on. Okay, better. I opened up the garage door so to peek in a little bit of light. But this is the new warehouse. Before, the roof actually used to go the other direction, but the fire actually started right there in that corner. So there's a gap in between the 2 buildings. Even though it's under one roof, there's just a little bit of a gap there, and that is what saved us. So there is another bay on the other side of this wall here with a 3rd garage door, and it still connects back to the back garage where the old detail shop is, where the gentleman keeps his construction equipment. So I'm gonna close up the garage doors and get working, but that is our warehouse. Where do you see the feed store in 5 years from now? 2025.
2025.
By the way, we will have a 13-year-old. What? We'll have a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a almost 8-year-old.
But I think that the future is, especially in the pet food and small animal stuff, is going online. So I think we'll continue to grow our online store and shipping stuff locally and around the country. Hopefully, we talked about opening a second location somewhere in the central Illinois area, just to cover more ground and take care of more people. So we'll see what that looks like.
And as far as our store location, we sell all of our beef, and then we sell chicken from a local distributor. Well, she's a high schooler who's just basically rocked at poultry, and she gets help with her family, from her family. And then we also sell pork from a local processing company that provides us with all the local pork. So we sell that in store currently. We are also, as I guess I call them the big W Wineingers, like as the Wineinger family, we plan on opening the feed store in Princeville. So hopefully that will be up and running and going smoothly in 5 years.